everybody, welcome back to Blue Collar Whiskey Drinkers. I'm Robbie.
And I'm Cody.
Tonight is our St. Patty's Day episode, and tonight we're actually going to be reviewing Redbreast single pot still Irish whiskey, aged 12 years. That's what it looks like right there.
Yeah, super excited about this one, man.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this. We ended up not doing a vote. We just had a lot of stuff going on this week, and honestly, for St. Patty's Day, we discussed it amongst ourselves that I think it'd be good to do a good Irish whiskey like Redbreast here. And honestly, so everybody's curious, it's an aged 12 years Irish whiskey. It is only, I picked mine up for $46.99, so it's really not an expensive whiskey for how old it is. So that's a plus side.
I actually picked mine up for the same. Well, I didn't pick mine up for that price, but I was at Total Wine and More today, and it was actually selling for exactly that price.
Yeah, and I got mine at Sam's, so I got a really good deal. But I'm pretty sure even at the normal liquor stores, around 49 to 50. At most.
Yeah, a little more. So, but yeah, man, I got this one a year ago from my good friend Alex. He bought it for my birthday, and I've been kind of sipping on it and wanting to do it on the podcast. I was hoping we'd choose it because this is such a good Irish whiskey. And so anyways,
it's been a while since I've
thank you, Alex. One of the better Irish whiskeys I've probably had. I mean, one of my favorite ones I've ever had, and actually one of my favorite whiskeys anyways, in general. So
it's I would have to say about 5-6 years since I've had Redbreast, this one anyway.
You know, I really want to try the cask strength one of this.
Yeah.
So they have the cask one, I heard that was solid good.
Yeah, so I've had the 15-year, and honestly, it does blow this one out of the water. So Redbreast, they have quite a few whiskeys to choose from, all aged very well. Let's dive into a little bit about Redbreast. So Redbreast is actually distilled at the new Middleton Distillery in County Cork, Ireland, which, fun fact, that's where my grandmother's from. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like we've said, age 12 years, it's a $46.99 bottle and only 40% alcohol. So really not that strong. It's a, just a sip-in type whiskey, I would say. And I guess we're actually about to find out.
I feel like a lot of scotches and a lot of Irish whiskeys are either like 40 or 43 proof. They're kind of light on the lighter side a lot of times.
Yeah.
Kind of what I find.
So let me read a little bit about Redbreast. Redbreast 12-year-old is made from a mash of malted and unmalted barley and thin triple distilled in copper pot stills. Redbreast 12 boasts the flavor, complexity, and distinctive qualities of pot still whiskey. Matured in a combination of bourbon seasoned American oak barrels and Oloroso Sherry seasoned Spanish oak buds. The distinctive Redbreast Sherry style is a joy to behold in each and every bottle. So pretty cool. They use, which this is from doing a little bit of research, a lot of those scotches and Irish whiskeys, they love American barrels, like bourbon barrels, to do their stuff, because here in America they're only allowed to use the barrel once due to regulations, and so they ship those barrels out to across the world, really, and other countries utilize them and make phenomenal whiskeys. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool. You see a lot of those, like scotches that were aged in a bourbon barrel. Yeah, so let me read a little bit here on the back of the bottle. So we have the the tasting notes, which is kind of cool on the back. So the nose, a complex, spicy, fruity aroma with toasted wood notes evident. Taste full, flavored, and complex, silky smooth with a harmonious balance of spice, fruity, sherry, and toasted notes. So the finish is significantly long. The complex flavor lingers on the palate. So that's what we got on the tasting notes. A little bit on the bottle. So it's a pot still. We've already covered it's 12 years, 40% alcohol proof. Kind of has, so with a steadfast spirit, Redbreast has proudly carried on the tradition of single pot still Irish whiskey since 1912, and is celebrated as the definite expression of the uniquely Irish style of whiskey. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Man, I'm excited, dude, just to do an Irish whiskey.
Again, or finally, it's been a year. So
Been a year. Last time we had Adam on.
Yeah. Yeah, so we will definitely, we'll definitely get Adam back on. But we were just talking before this, we're gonna do another Irish whiskey this year. We're definitely gonna try to get some Scotch in this year too. I think that would be really nice to start mixing it up every so often from our typical American and bourbons. But yeah, real quick on the bottle though, I gotta say, pretty neat looking bottle. I like the green look to it with the red label. I took some pictures today of the bottle and turned out really good. This is actually, especially with the backdrops I was able to take pictures of, turned out very good. So great looking bottle, not the best, but yeah, I would probably give this one a solid 4. So
yeah, I would say I like the green bottle.
Yeah.
And then the red, like maroon color with it.
Yeah.
Burgundy, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, little birds on there is cool. Labor's kind of old style looking and has a little texture to it. Yeah.
Label feels nice.
Yeah, like a 3.7, 3.8. I think it's a solid bottle. Yeah. I think the box sells it too. So it does come with like
comes in box.
This box, which is nice too.
Yeah.
But all right, let's try this thing. Huh? Oh, shit.
So this is going to be my first pour out of this bottle. I did open it up earlier to let it circulate and air out a little bit. Ooh. Definitely get that fruity, like they were saying.
Oh yeah.
All right, I could already tell once we add the water droplets, this is going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, dried fruit in there.
Yeah. Well,
a little bit of spice.
Cheers! Happy St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, man. Cheers! Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Wow, smooth. Definitely a long finish. It's a delayed warmness to it.
Yeah.
Very delayed.
It's almost got just a long, like I said, the long lingering finish.
Yeah. Honestly, I felt like it hit my stomach and it was like 4 seconds later it finally started to warm up. So it's not a burn, it's just definitely a warmness to it, but of smooth whiskey. Didn't get much on the notes on the initial taste. Definitely toasted, and yeah,
Yummy. That's a good taste of whiskey.
I was gonna say definitely toasted. A little bit of fruit, but I'm not picking up much on there. But I'd say it's definitely on the toasted spice side, which is really good.
Yeah.
Water droplets really open it up.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Smells a lot more like the pot still
Yeah.
style. I smell a little bit more vanilla now on this.
Yeah. I'd definitely get a little bit of vanilla. It's definitely a sweet smell. I enjoy smelling it. Taste wise, especially with the water droplets, I definitely get a little bit more fruit. I still getting a lot of toasted, almost an oak to it. So, but
It has a nice mouth feel too, kind of
yeah,
smooth like feeling. I know it said, I think it said like a silky mouth feel or like a silky. Yeah, I can relate to that. It's got a nice
yeah,
feel
no,
on it.
very, very good. Wow. This is definitely a sip of this. Trying to think about what I'm going to put. Kind of bouncing
Like,
around between two areas.
yeah, just like you said, it's a sipping whiskey. I mean,
Wow.
it's got a lot of,
Trying to, think about the price. Really not a bad price. It's great year.
yeah.
A lot of good flavors to it.
As
I
far
like,
as category goes, it's a 3.2 for our
yeah.
categories, so that's cool.
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
All right, you know what? I'm going with my high. So you go with whatever you feel like. Maybe go with your low and we meet in the middle.
Yeah.
All right. I think I know what I'm going to give it. So it's everything we've already gone through with this. It is a very smooth whiskey, has a nice finish to it. It lingers, which is nice. Even 4 drinks in, it's still lingering, and it's very nice. It has a sweetness to it with that fruity side, but also
Yeah,
you could tell you're
it's
drinking.
it's like a well balanced whiskey.
Yes, yeah,
Uh, there's no like extreme flavors that kind of overkill it or
yeah.
you know, put it out of balance. It's got a nice balance to it, and it's
I yeah,
um,
no, I gotta agree with
smooth.
that.
It's
Um,
almost relaxing to drink,
yeah,
right?
definitely gotta agree with the balance of all the taste because I was really having a hard time to pick out really anything in it, but I could tell that the flavors. I'm like, okay, it's all good. I'm sitting there just trying to figure it out as far as the without the water droplets, the toasted side definitely was coming out a lot for me
Yeah.
with the spice. And then once we added the water droplets, the spice, it was still there, but not as prominent as much as like probably the sherry, fruity, even a vanilla taste I was getting on this. Um, so with all that being said, I really enjoy sipping on this. My high score, very high score, is 4.4.
Okay, right on. Yeah, I mean that's yeah, close to where I was thinking. I was kind of on the fence about my score. I was leaning towards a 4.2.
See, I was back and forth with 4.4 and 4.2. That's why I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put my high.
Yeah.
So 4.3, I would say.
Yeah.
We were both kind of riding the fence right at that same range. I think it's a 4.3.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a really good, well balanced Irish whiskey in this category, you know. So
you hit it right on the nail when you said well balanced.
yeah, and it doesn't have, you know, that any kind of nasty lingering aftertaste
No,
or anything that's like, it's just a nice, like your whole mouth, it's just stays like lingering, like they say, in your whole mouth. It
it's
doesn't
that, like they even said, silky smooth. I would agree with
yeah,
that. That's it's a very unique whiskey so far, and I like everything about it. I really don't care how this goes tonight, whether it is a cocktail whiskey, but I already know I'm going to go back to drinking it neat as soon as we're done tonight. This
yeah,
is, I really enjoy it. So
yeah, man. I haven't had it in a while, so I think the last time I opened it up was actually with my buddy Alex, but who got it for me. But um, yeah, I don't remember drinking on the rocks. We might have, but I can't remember. So I'm kind of excited about that too. You know.
yeah, well, honestly,
Um,
that's what I was going to say. Let's go make our
yeah, man.
whiskey on
Let's
the
go pour
rocks.
'em.
Also, one more thing before we go make that, everybody. So, you know, we will be obviously neat on the rocks, old fashioned. Also, tonight, for the first time, we're finally doing a Manhattan after about a year and a half of talking about it. We're finally
Yeah.
going to do it. While researching this whiskey, um, didn't really get much on their website as far as like cocktails to make, but I went to their Instagram. One of the first pictures was of a Manhattan with this. So I was like, perfect. Let's go ahead and pull the trigger. Let's do a Manhattan. And honestly, this just may be the start of doing a little bit more Manhattans, I would say, throughout the year. You may
Yeah.
start seeing those more often, which I think would be nice to mix it up a
Yeah.
little
You
bit.
know, Manhattans are kind of like either you love them or you hate them,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Um, I mean, it is a kind of fine line on how long you stir it. That plays a big part on
Yeah.
on the overall taste of the drink. So I remember when I was in Scotland, we had a couple Manhattans when we were there at the uh, where we were staying, and I could hear the bartender stirring and stirring that thing for like a good while. Like, so he really got it chilled and stirred like forever. So that was pretty cool. But it was like the best Manhattan I've ever had.
Yeah.
So,
So, alrighty,
all
guys,
right.
we'll be right back with our whiskey on the rocks.
Hey, everybody. We're back with our Redbreast on ice. So we got it chilled here. We're excited to try this thing on the rocks here.
Yeah,
Smells delicious. It's got a
smells
super
really good.
fruity,
Yeah, smells almost refreshing.
a little bit of a botanical like hint, just a
Yes.
tiny bit. Um, now that it's on the ice, so that's a little bit different than what it was before.
Honestly, I would say it's almost a refreshing type smell. It I don't know. There's no burn to it, nothing like that, or it just
No,
all
and
fruity and
if you
botanical, like you said. So
if you look at the ice cube, it's not like tearing it up like some whiskeys do, you know.
oh yeah, my two in here, they just
Mine's like,
honestly they look like I just put them in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
All righty.
Well,
Well, cheers. Happy
cheers.
St. Patty's Day.
Yep.
Ooh, smooth
Mm. Mm. Has a unique
finish.
finish, but it's that sherry cask.
I was about to
Yeah,
say that.
that's nice.
It is nice.
And then even when you breathe out, it's got that
Yeah,
nice.
thanks for
Uh,
pointing that out. I didn't even realize that till you said something.
yeah,
No, that is good. Um,
I like that
yeah,
shit.
great smell. Honestly, I think the
Hmm.
smell's just it's a nice and refreshing type smell again.
God, I love the difference.
Oh yeah.
It's got a nice. God, it does have a nice mouthfeel. The whole
Entire time.
and the finish, the you know the way it feels in your mouth, just kind of like uh, a little bit of tingling, a little bit of smoothness, and um, that lingering finish of the wood and the oak, and then you got the sherry cask
Yeah.
coming through. Like when you breathe out,
Yeah.
it's good.
No, it's good all the way around. Um, I agree with everything you just said. And it, plus side, it's not eating up my ice balls here. So
Yeah. Well, fuck, that's a tough man. I like it on the rocks too.
do you?
Like, I
I,
mean,
I, I like it both. Um,
no, I know. Yeah, I'm just
I
saying. Like,
definitely know which one I like more.
um, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4.2.
That's exactly what I wrote. Past few weeks we've been dead on with each other on the rocks. There's been no wiggle room.
Really? Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess you're right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
So 4.2, I completely agree with. That's what I wrote down. I, it's really good. I'm not trying to take away from it personally, though. I love this whiskey neat so far. So
I agree.
I'm actually very curious how this is going to be
They're
in
for
cocktails.
me, for me, they're super close. I like it a hair better, neat, but it's real tough for me. I like it cold too.
No, it obviously super close because I went with a 4.4, but I was going back and forth between the 4.2, 4.4 on neat, and then this one I just knew it was a 4.2. There was no guessing.
Yeah,
So, and honestly, it's not below it. It's a firm 4.2 in my book. So
I agree. Oh. Whew.
it's still a good sipping whiskey, and I enjoy just sitting here, just drinking it, man. Um, uh, so
Yeah. Man, it's been a while since I've had some Irish whiskey.
It's good.
Some Irish whiskey.
I already know
Yeah.
with Irish and Scotches, we'll probably get some hate for throwing it on some ice. So, but oh well. To each their own.
They'll probably give us some hate when we put it in an old fashioned too.
Yeah. Which I don't know why you look at all these whiskey companies. Instagram, it's full of their whiskeys getting thrown into cocktails all the time. So
That's why I don't. That's why. Remember, we were talking about this last time. That's why I don't understand that mindset of like only neat, man, only neat. I'm like, yeah, neat's great, but there are times where I'm out with my friends and I don't want to have neat whiskey, or I'm at a bar or something, whatever. I like to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, and I'm the same way. Neat's my go-to. Probably, I would say 70 to 80% of the time. But I already now doing this, I know there's whiskeys, especially if I'm looking at what they have. I'm like, yeah, that's not a neat whiskey. I'll drink it on the rocks or in a cocktail. Like, Four Roses, great whiskey, just way better cocktail. And there's other whiskeys I'd rather have than Four Roses.
Dude, I've learned,
anyways,
like through this process of the podcast, I've learned so much about the whiskeys I like in the cocktails, and then the whiskeys I like neat. Like, now I know, those, the budget ones too, like in the cocktails. So we've got quite a few now, like Four Roses, you were saying, and then neat. We had a Larceny was really good, neat. It was also really good in the cocktails, actually. Which that was cool. Old Forester is like 86 proof. That was our favorite whiskey last year, because it was such a well-rounded whiskey.
And it proved it at the end of the year whenever we did it.
Yeah, I mean,
it was crazy. So
yeah, exactly. So it's just cool to do, cool to see.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. It's so many whiskeys. Like, this book's almost done. I got a couple pages left. So,
dude,
this is our 30th episode.
So, dude, pretty exciting. We've been trying all these whiskeys, all these different ways, and we got a good list now going of cocktail whiskeys, our go-tos, our budgets that we use in the cocktails, and that we like to just sip on neat.
All right.
Well,
so we got our old fashioned next.
Yeah, we're going to go to the old fashioned, and then, like always, the specialty cocktail will be the last one of the night.
Yes, sir. So we're going to go make that real quick, and we'll
be right back.
All right, everybody, we're back. Just got my old fashioned here. Redbreast, 12 years. So
yes, sir.
That's a great smell. Cheers.
Ooh, yeah, smell that pot still Irish kind of smell to it. You can smell it through the
Okay.
Whoa.
Very different, old fashioned.
Wow. That is so different.
It's not your typical bourbon old fashioned.
No.
It is. No, it's just different. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Irish fashion.
Irish fashion shit. I mean,
that's a very unique, very good flavor. The whiskey comes through very well with this. Wow.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Very interesting. So, as you know, I've been catching up on Vikings again, or rewatching the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, you're watching
catching
that
up.
with Michaela, right?
Yeah. So she's not like invested into it. Like she's almost like, I would say she's like if she's wading into the water, she's knee high. You know, she's invested, but not that invested. She can still back out. Me, I'm fucking drowning. I love it. Like I want to watch more and more. And this was a problem whenever I first watched it, because I was watching it with my buddy Greg. Him and I would always like watch it together, and I'd go over to his house, we'd watch it and shit. And I just got too obsessed with it. It was such a good show. But now since I'm rewatching it though, I appreciate it even more, especially since I just finished the first season. And the first season, I don't know. I love Ragnar. Fucking great guy.
Yeah.
His brother's a douche, unfortunately.
Fucking Rolo.
Fucking
Floki, asshole.
You know, Floki, there's things about him that just irritate me. I don't know what it is, but he does, like you said, he does just care about Ragnar.
Yeah, he does.
And then that poor
you pick up on it more.
Or not the one-eyed guy. Well, Rolo kills the one-eyed guy, but the other warrior that sacrificed himself because the freaking monk didn't like believe in everything.
Yeah.
Which rightly so. He's coming over from a complete different religion, and he's standing there like, wait, what? I'm gonna get sacrificed for something I'm not 100% invested in yet.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So, but that poor guy, he's one of those characters. So the first character that died that I wish didn't die so soon, he died when the first Earl tried to go for Ragnar. He's that big long blonde hair Viking. He was like on the first 3 to 4 episodes, and then he gets killed when he goes out to go piss.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
He was in the 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas.
Yeah.
I wish that guy would have stayed around. Like, I wish they would have had more for him, but they killed him off quick.
Yeah, I
was like, no, I like that guy. And then, honestly, it's all the people I like end up dying.
Well, the guy that they sacrificed, I liked him.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I liked him. He should have lasted longer. The one-eyed guy was cool.
So you're just finishing. You just finished season 1. You're on 2 now.
Yeah, I'm like episode 3, I believe.
Yeah.
So
you saw. No, you're not quite to the Blood Eagle. You're getting there.
I know the Blood Eagle because I was seeing that episode.
It's coming up.
Yeah,
it's coming up. So I mean, fuck, dude, season 1, you notice things, right? Like I was telling you, like that, like you make you kind of even like the show even more.
Yeah.
So
there we go,
dude. Season 1's great. I think season 2's even better.
Yeah, no, I would agree with my original, because season 3 was right there with season 2.
There is a little wonky spot with Ragnar and the end of season 3.
Yes, it's the end of season 3.
Where he
gets I got halfway through season 4.
He gets a little not himself.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that later on. But
yeah. Once I get there, dude, it's just been brutal because it's been like 1.5 episodes a night with Michaela. Because I'll get home, we'll eat, and we'll watch Vikings.
Yeah.
Or if she has something she's watching, we'll watch part of that, and we'll pick up Vikings. But it's usually an episode and then half an episode because she falls asleep on the couch. And so I have to stop it and then just start that over. It's that same process. So it's just like 1.5 episodes.
Does Michaela like the characters at all?
Yeah, so she's
Because
she
Lagatha's
doesn't
cool.
she doesn't like Ragnar. She thinks he's a piece of shit because of him leaving his wife for the other chick and all that. She's like, he didn't even fight for her. I was like, yeah. I was like, that was just how it was back then.
That's how it was back then.
But she's like, it doesn't matter. I was like, she's like, you better not. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to fucking leave you for a chick I knocked up.
Oh my God. It's just how it was back then.
Yeah.
Not like today. Oh man.
But yeah, she like, I wouldn't say she doesn't hate him. She just doesn't like him. She's like, I think she wants to like him because he's the main character, but she loves his ex-wife and the son. Bjorn.
Well, that's good because he's like the main character, and so is Lagatha, and once Ragnar.
Yeah.
That further down the road.
Yeah. So yeah, those are her two favorite characters. We'll get there. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and write my score.
Season 1.
It's great. I can't wait to honestly just get caught up and be on. Which I've heard mixed reviews on the Netflix Vikings.
Oh, I already finished it. I love it.
Yeah, I've heard mixed reviews on that.
I mean, I in the beginning, I was like, I don't know about these characters, because I'm all about characters. So if I don't like the characters, I'm not watching. So I was like, in the beginning, the first episode, I told Kelsey, I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know if I can do this. And then episode 3, I was like, okay.
But nobody's in it.
No. It's 100 years after.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize how far
it's 100 years after everybody. But the cool thing is they talk about it. So it's almost because Christianity's taken over, is like, taking over. But they're like, half Vikings are still doing the old gods, and then half are like Christians, and they're kind of like don't like each other that much because they're kind of split.
Yeah.
But they unite, they do unite. But yeah, the characters off the get-go, I was like, I don't know about these. But after the episode 3, I was like, okay. And then after more and more, I was like, oh, you know what? These are badass. This is bad. This is gonna be bad. This is badass. So like at the season finale, I was like, fuck, I want to see the next one. Damn it. It was
Got
good.
you hooked.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, so it's gonna be, you'll like it because it's like they're like, their grandchildren's.
Yeah, Grant. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so like it's their offspring that are like down generations.
Yeah. So is it 100 years after Bjorn or Ragnar?
Well, I guess it's 100 years after Bjorn.
So yeah, so that's his grandkids and almost their grandkids. Because you got to think back then, 40, 50 was old, or old men back then. So
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3
So-
generations.
yeah, separated.
Mhm.
Probably 3, I would say. At
Probably
least.
3. They're at least at 3. But yeah, they like, some people don't remember the old ways.
Yeah.
You know, some people don't remember Ragnar or whatever. Some do, some don't. So
Interesting. Alrighty. So I wrote down my score for Redbreast, 12-year-old, old fashioned. Pretty solid. It is very unique. I will say that. And at the beginning of drinking it, I said Irish fashion, which I definitely got to stick with because it's not your typical old fashioned with bourbon. It carried over a lot of stuff from the neat aspect and even the rocks. I would say.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it was just
def-
a different.
different. Yeah, it was definitely unique, different. Not the traditional old fashioned.
Yeah.
Um,
So
yeah,
with all that being said, I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't, again, I just wouldn't say this is a typical old fashioned that I would like, hey, you want an old fashioned? This would be, hey, you want a unique old fashioned? I don't know, like an Irish, it's just different. I like
yeah,
it in its own right. It's hard to compare, and I can't even compare it to the other ways or the other whiskeys. So, with that all being said, I'm going to kind of throw it in its own old fashioned category and give it a 4.4. So,
all right, yeah. So my score, I kind of went a little bit the opposite. I kind of like was thinking it as like, you know, the bourbons. I like the bourbon and the ryes more than I like this old fashioned. I think I know this one was like unique. Um, so kind of my vibe towards it, I kind of went down to like a 3.8,
okay.
just because I think the mixture of this whiskey and old fashioned, I don't know, I think the bitters didn't mix well with it. I don't know, something about the bitters and the Irish whiskey just made it kind of taste unique, but kind of off to me. So I kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I tasted the bitters a lot more, and I measured that shit out. Like I dripped it in like normal, and I just cut. Did you get that? Like you could taste the bitters more on the
No,
Irish.
honestly, I don't. I was tasting a lot of the whiskey. I was
I
getting
mean, I
that
got the
finish.
whiskey.
I don't know.
I did get a lot more whiskey, like you're saying.
Um,
Um,
yeah, I just didn't get the bitters though.
yeah.
But I do got to say this, and I completely forgot. So I've made a couple Irish old fashions in the past. Um, Whiskeys we haven't done on the episode yet, but just kind of thinking back to those, I would even say those are actually better than this one.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I remember when we did our last Irish whiskey on the episode, and it
yeah,
was
Teeling. It was
Teeling,
actually
and
really
it
good.
was pretty good.
So
Yeah.
honestly,
This
I'm going to throw, hold on. I'm going to throw out my uniqueness because I was just like, it is very unique. It's different. But if I do compare it to even proper 12 or Teeling, it's not as good. I'm going to go down to a 4. It's not a, I don't know. It's in its uniqueness category. I don't know. I would definitely like to do more Irish whiskeys to see where I'm at. But
yeah.
thinking back to, because I just had proper 12 old fashioned, and it's still really good. We need to do that Irish whiskey, and yeah, the Teeling one, it was good, and I would have to do that one again to compare it with the Redbreast even more. I think it's just been too far off, but thinking about those two, and I know how we compared them to just normal bourbons, so I definitely
Yeah.
think of 4.0.
Yeah. So we'll settle in the middle at a 3.9.
Yep. Alrighty. We're now to the end of the episode, going to make our Manhattans. I'm actually excited. This is going to be the first Manhattan I've made. Yeah, first Manhattan I've made since I learned how to bartend way back when. So it's been a while. I've had them all made for me. So, like, there's somebody else making it or going out to get drinks.
You're just,
So,
I mean, you're going to stir it.
Oh, I know.
Stir it long.
It's just funny. So, yeah, we're gonna go make our Redbreast Manhattan.
We'll be back. All right. Hey, everybody. So we're back with our Manhattans with the Redbreast 12-year pot still whiskey. And I kind of went Manhattan style with the glass. And
I just did a whiskey glass.
anyways,
Yeah.
I think this is one of my great grandma's glasses. Not gonna
Nice.
lie.
Well, cheers.
Anyways, cheers. Got that vermouth.
Definitely got the vermouth. Should have probably went with a little less bitters. I think I accidentally hit it once too many, but honestly, still not bad, even with those two complaints.
Yeah.
I don't know why I ever listen to what they say. I should always do either a little bit more whiskey or dial back their second ingredient. Just a tad, not much. I feel like whenever I do exactly what they say, it's just too much of the second ingredient.
Yeah.
It's still a good old-fashioned Manhattan in my book.
Yeah. It's got a unique taste. It's good though. Like I like this for a Manhattan.
No, I agree. I'm definitely gonna make another one, and probably tonight even. So, and just see how that is. But
I was telling Robbie earlier, it's like you either love these old fashions or the
Manhattans, yeah.
or you're kind of like totally not having it.
Honestly, it's a good Manhattan. I keep wanting to say old fashioned. So used to old fashioned being the last one, but it is really good. I enjoy it right now. Just a couple things I want to nitpick about it was the vermouth, just slightly too much, and not like overwhelming. It's just slightly. And then same thing with the bitters. Whenever I was doing it, I think I hit it one more time and I got more than what I wanted. So
yeah,
which happens.
Yeah, it's easy to do because
yes,
with the type of bitters container we have, excuse me, it kind of dabs quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get like 4 drops right at the end when you just start, and then you're already too much by that point.
Oh yeah.
So it's good. It's good. Manhattan. I think you got to be and also you got to be in the right mood for it. You know what I mean?
Which we both have pretty similar colors. I'm
Yeah.
really liking it. Nice little red tint to it. So
Yeah, and this green glass kind of makes it a little different color too.
yeah,
But
kind of goes good with St. Patty's Day though.
yeah, that was kind of my vibe. I was like, oh, dude, I saw him in the cabinet, and I was like, okay, that works. That works.
Honestly,
I was like, dude, when I was pouring it, I was like, oh fuck, is it gonna fit? Is it gonna fit? And it was like, like right up to the top, dude.
honestly, I think Manhattan may be one of those ones I want to make a bigger batch for because it seems like the longer it sits, the better it gets.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
Mhm.
honestly, I would almost do that this summer sometime. And it may not be with Redbreast because I like sipping on Redbreast just as a neat whiskey, but a different whiskey. Um, make a little pitcher full.
1776 rye.
That would probably be phenomenal.
It
I
was
bet it
so
would
it,
be.
it was so good. The picture on our Instagram
Yeah.
is the 1776 Manhattan.
Okay.
That was really good as far as Manhattans go
Yeah.
in my book. Um, Killer one for sure.
1776 is just a
It's a
phenomenal
it's a
whiskey,
cocktail whiskey, dude.
which is
Through and
crazy
through.
because it's still pretty good neat.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
but it just freaking was out of this world on cocktails. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that would be one to get again. But honestly, once I get it again, I'm not gonna want to drink it. I gotta find I would say a good rye whiskey that I won't mind mixing a pitcher of for an old fashioned or old fashioned Manhattan and letting it sit. I feel like making it the night before and then letting it sit because even just in the few minutes that it's been sitting, it's gotten better.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like I think what you were saying too, like, dial down the vermouth a little.
yeah. I would definitely go heavier on whiskey,
Maybe
dial down on the vermouth.
maybe like a half ounce instead of a 3/4 ounce of
Yes.
the vermouth. Yeah.
Which we do that all the time. We need to just go ahead whenever it says 3/4 ounce to 2 ounces, just do 2 ounces to half an ounce. I feel like that is the right mixture. Honestly, I think that's what we even do with our old fashions. I'm like right at half, maybe a little bit more. So half an ounce. Like I don't go much on this simple syrup on that.
Yeah, simple syrup. I usually kind of like, even I get a little under a half ounce.
Yeah. So
Just a tad, a little bit, because I don't
yeah.
like this sweetness too much.
So
Um, but this is freaking pretty solid as far as Manhattans go. I haven't had a ton of Manhattan, so I don't have a ton of like, knowledge and experience on it. But I mean, I can drink this.
yeah, no,
As
it's
far
good.
as, you know, would I rather have an old fashioned? Probably, depending on the night. But to switch it up a bit, I wouldn't mind having one of these every once in a while.
Honestly, this is so quick. You don't need the ice. You don't need anything else. You just throw it in. You could stir it in your glass if you want to.
The cool thing about this is, dude, like I can take baby sips of this.
Yeah,
Like I don't need to take, like with old fashioned, I kind of like drink it fast,
yeah,
more or less. This is like,
yeah. No, this is a sipping type, just like
it's a
it with a neat.
yeah, it's like a sipper, which is kind of cool. Um, the only thing with this one is, it doesn't stay cold as long because there's no ice.
Yeah.
So you kind of gotta, it's a fine line. You gotta kind of drink it semi,
Honestly, this would be perfect right now for me, anyways. Um, if we're out there sitting by the fire, I got snow on the ground, just sit it next
Yeah.
to you in the snow, keep that
Yeah.
glass nice and chill without the ice inside. This would be a perfect drink.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
I would say Manhattans are probably made for snowy nights,
Yeah, cold evenings. Yep.
cold evenings. And if you're going to be sitting outside, you could just let it sit there and continue, just stay cold. I think that's probably where the Manhattan's best at.
Yeah. I'd have to agree with that for sure. I'd probably give it if I was comparing it to the old fashioned, I guess that I mean I don't really have much to compare it to, right? Because we've never done
I
it.
would just say,
As far as a
almost
drink,
just create your own. Just start fresh.
yeah.
Don't compare it to anything. And just as an overall drink, what would you do?
As an overall drink, okay. Not comparing, I would say it's 3.7.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I'm slightly ahead of you. I think it's a little bit better just because I don't know, it's a different drink all in all. But I went ahead and gave it a 3.8. And honestly, that was my low end. I was wanting to go a little bit higher, but there's just nothing to compare it to at this time.
Yeah, I could go to 3.8.
I think this has not met its limit. I think it could be better.
Yeah.
Especially getting the mixture down right and having some other cocktails to compare it to. Some other Irish whiskeys or even some bourbons would be helpful. Yeah, my high end I was at a 4, but I wrote down a 3.8. So I think that's where it's at right now, but it could all change later on. Yeah.
Cool.
I definitely think Redbreast, though, all in all, like I said at the beginning, is a sipping whiskey. It is phenomenal, neat.
I would agree with that 100%.
I think this is a way to drink this whiskey, and all the you whiskey snobs out there are going to be commenting. Told you, yeah. Well, you're definitely right on this one. This one's definitely a neat whiskey.
Yeah, we could take that,
Yeah.
but at least we know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely on this one, it's a sipping whiskey, and even if you want to do it on the rocks, I think that's still a valid, like seriously a good way to drink it. That brings out different tastes and different aromas, and it was enjoyable. And so those two ways, great. As far as mixing goes, it still was good. It was unique. Um, you know, kind of a different style, but obviously it's an Irish whiskey. So,
Yeah.
Once we do more in this, the Irish whiskey category, then, kind of have more to compare it to.
Yeah. So I went ahead and add up the scores. So, like Cody was saying, solid whiskey all the way through, but it really shined at neat. We gave it a 4.3, 4.2 on the rocks, and then a 3.9 old fashioned. We're not going to count in the Manhattan score since it's a specialty drink, but so you do know we did give that a 3.8 for the specialty drink. But with that not in with the total score divided up and everything, overall this is a 4.1 whiskey, which I would agree with, even with the old fashioned and everything else, because I was at a 4 with the old fashioned, and I still think as far as old fashioned goes, it's not at its limits.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I don't think I could come to make this type of whiskey with Coke, so I'm not even gonna
No.
try it.
Nah.
So I think it's a solid 4.1. With the old fashioned though, that could go up or down even. So all in all, I think Redbreast 12 years, there's definitely some room to grow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking for a good sipping Irish whiskey that is aged, not going to break the bank, the Redbreast is the way to go. I honestly just really enjoyed sipping on this whiskey. Like I said at the beginning, I think I'm going to go back to that once we're done with this episode tonight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, especially in celebration for St. Patty's Day, got to finish the night out with whiskey neat. But even tomorrow, I'll probably just do whiskey neat Redbreast. This is a really good whiskey. I enjoy sipping on it.
Yeah, classic Irish whiskey and cheers.
I would actually love to pair this with a cigar.
Now you're talking.
I think pairing this with a cigar would be perfect for this whiskey. This whiskey honestly calls for it. It really
I would
does.
agree with that. I mean, I don't smoke cigars very often. I think the last cigar I had was a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
But I know I had some with you last time I was out there. So.
Yeah, cigars are I love cigars. I got a couple buddies, Jake and Josh, they're big on cigars. Honestly, I would love to get their take on this whiskey and see what they would pair it with. Which is funny. I've been smoking cigars probably. They just got into it in the past year, but they've like taken off. Just they smoke them so much. I can't afford
It's an occasional
cigars,
but
it's also an occasion.
Yeah, it's an occasion for me because it's like, dude, once you smoke a cigar, I mean, you smell like smoke and you taste like smoke for like a day.
Yeah, see, and when you're married,
And
that shit changes because before I was married, I was literally at the cigar lounge once a week, hanging out with my buddy Greg, and we drink some whiskey, play some chess, smoke cigars, and yeah, I haven't done that in years at this point. Alrighty.
oh wait, hold on. You gotta eat your cherry.
I got 2 cherries actually.
I got the one.
Got 2 garnet. Let them soak in that whiskey for a while.
Pretty good.
All right.
Pretty good.
Cherries aren't bad. But I'm going to second my motion to go back to the liquor store and buy the expensive ones.
What are they called? They're called like.
I got the glass. I pulled them out. I don't know. They're
$20. They're $20 a fucking
jar. But they are worth it at this point.
They're the best. They are
so
hands down the best.
Comparing them to Walmart's $4 jar of, which is honestly half the jar that the other one is. Yeah, the one at the liquor store is way better, and it's coming from Italy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll show those cherries on another episode. We'll do an old fashioned with cherries garnished in them. But honestly, this kind of wraps up Redbreast, 12 years old, Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
But it's a great whiskey. Again, we've said it multiple times now, sipping whiskey. We gave it a 4.3 neat, 4.2 on the rocks, 3.9 old fashioned. And then with an overall score of 4.1, we did have a specialty drink with the Manhattan. We gave that a 3.8, but we just didn't have anything to compare it to. And
Yeah.
honestly, that's still a good score. It's above average, quite a bit. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's totally
um,
not bad.
but a great whiskey. If you're looking for a sipping whiskey without throwing any ice or mixing it in a cocktail or anything like that, I would definitely recommend Redbreast 12 years. For the age and all that, you're not breaking the bank at 46.99. And even at, so I got that at Sam's Club. Cody gets that out there in California. Here in Arkansas, I have seen it up at $50. So just be prepared anywhere from, I would say, 45 to even $55. Give yourself a
Yeah.
$5 to $10.
With the tax, for
Yes.
sure. Even if you can pick it up for 50, it's gonna cost you 55.
Yeah.
So
Which I would say is still well worth it. I think all in all, sipping this neat, you're sipping a $65 bottle at $45.
yes.
I would say
Yes.
that. So great bottle of whiskey. Go grab yourself some Redbreast 12 years old. It's the single pot or single still pot. Go grab yourself a bottle. Let us know what you think. Share with a friend, family member, especially for St. Patty's Day. And heck, even try some other cocktails. I know Redbreast, if you go to their website, they had another one on there. If you want to check that out, I would definitely recommend that. We may be trying that one out one day as
Yeah, I would
well.
love to try their cast strength 12
Yeah,
year.
and then their other whiskeys as well.
I heard such good things about that one. So that's one to be on our radar. And
yeah, cask strength 12 year.
Yep.
And then I've had the 15-year, really good. I told
That
Cody
one's like-
before this.
that one's like $100, isn't it?
Yes.
Whew.
But I gotta say that definitely blows out this one. You could tell the difference. We'll get there. We'll try some of these expensive ones, let you know what we actually think. Is it worth it buying it?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
going off memory, I would say yes, it's worth it, but at the same time, there may be other whiskeys like this one. Again, if we bought a $70 bottle, I would compare it to the Redbreast and probably say the Redbreast may be better sometimes. It just depends on the bottle. So Redbreast is very comparable to those little bit more expensive whiskeys, and
Yeah.
I would definitely throw their name into the ring against some of them. So
Yeah. It's one of the heavy hitters in the Irish class for sure.
yeah, definitely. Even so under $60, we'll say, but it's definitely under $55. So you're not really breaking the bank on this one. It would be a good gift one, good gift whiskey if you want to get it as a gift, because usually those gift whiskeys, you guys sip it neat and then you put it on the shelf and you don't sip it until your friend comes back over.
Yep.
This would be
This is one of those
for that.
100%. Yeah.
So,
all right, everybody. So wrapping up the episode, please comment, tell us what you think of the whiskey, and if you've had it in a Manhattan or want to try it, let us know what you think about that. And comment. You can reach us at our Instagram, and you can also email us at blue collar whiskey drinkers at hotmail.com or gmail.
at Gmail.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we'll make sure the email is on Instagram. I don't think I've put it on there yet, but I'll make sure it's on there.
Yeah, we'll add that on there so you guys can check that out and send us some messages that way as well. But everybody, cheers. Happy St. Patrick's Day and good vibes to everybody. And Drink
Yeah.
responsibly.
Happy St. Patty's Day. Have a good one, everybody.
All righty. Cheers.